In this video, we'll look at how to create a boxplot using Desmos. You've probably used Desmos in the past to create the graph for a function or graph a table of values, maybe even to perform a linear or quadratic regression. What we're going to do today, though, is use Desmos to plot a set of data, or at least the boxplot for that set of data. So you can get here by going to desmos.com/calculator. And once you get here, we are going to create a list of data. So I'm going to graph this data right here. I'm going to highlight the items that I would like, copy, and when I go to Desmos, I'm going to create a list. And the way we create a list in Desmos is we give it a name. I'm going to call mine A. You can call it whatever you like. A equals, and then I can just actually paste that list. You'll notice that it puts some square brackets around, and my list is there. It tells me how many elements are in the list. And next up, on the next line, I'm just going to type in the words boxplot and use a round bracket and the letter A. So this tells Desmos to make a boxplot of the data found in set A. And there you can see our boxplot nicely. Now mine shows up nicely because I'd already set the window. Probably, realistically, when you first start, you're probably going to see something more like this. And you may not even see it at all. So you can adjust your window here if you need to. You can see that all of my data is in the sort of 80 to 100 range. So we can just change our x-axis. Let's go from 75 to 100. That might be a little bit stretched out too far. And then we'll change the y-axis. So you can see the y-axis doesn't need to go very high. So I'll just go from -5, say, to about 5. You can see a nice representation of the boxplot. You can see too that there's an outlier. The outlier is shown here as a circle, so just make sure that you have all of your data. Now if you want to do multiple boxplots on the same graph to compare them, we just create another. So in the next line in our window over here, we can just create another list. I'll just grab the second set of data. Again, highlight all of that, copy it, and I'll just paste it into my list B. And then I can just do a boxplot of B. And one of the things you'll notice is that the boxplot B falls right on top of boxplot A, which, you know, if they're different colors like this, maybe is okay, maybe it's confusing. So what we can do is if we'd rather see them stacked on top of each other, just change the offset here. The offset is how much do we want it shifted up or down. I don't know, let's shift it up 3. And that gives us a good sort of comparison. And now we can look at both of the boxplots on the same grid and make some conclusions about each data set based on what the boxplot looks like. While we're here, it's useful to know that in Desmos we can also do some other calculations. So for example, if I wanted to know what the mean of each of these sets is, I can type in the word mean, round bracket A, and it will tell me the mean of set A. I can compare that to set B right there. I can also find the median of each set. And there's probably more that I could do, but I can also find this standard deviation. So in Desmos, just like in a lot of the spreadsheet functions, the way that you find standard deviation is with the letters STD, DEV, and tell it what set you want to find the standard deviation. So STD short for standard and DEV for deviation. So here I can see that the standard deviation of this first set, set A, is 4.67 approximately. So that's how we can use Desmos to create a boxplot and also get some interesting information.